Tales of Demons and Gods, Chapter 1, Reborn, by Mad Snell. On the colossal Saint Ancestral mountain range, sunlight shined through the gap between the mountains into the deep canyons. On the hillside beside the valley, some snow remained. Even though it's already the early summer, the snow has yet to melt. The cold here is exceptionally long. The roars of beasts can occasionally be heard. On the surface of the valley stood a magnificent city. The world outside of the Saint Ancestral Mountains has been occupied by the beasts. The people living in the mountain range have not contacted the outside world for hundreds of years. The people who live in the city are unsure of the situation of the outside world. It's been recorded that at the most glorious period of mankind, having thousands of legendary ranked fighters and demon spiritualists, the humans established many empires in the vast continent, but those empires have been wiped out. The city, due to being stealthily located geographically, was well preserved from the age of darkness. They would occasionally encounter attacks from powerful snow wind beasts within the Saint Ancestral Mountains. However, after going through numerous devastating conflicts, the city was rebuilt again and again. These motley walls were an indomitable monument. This city is called Glory City, and it is a symbol of hope for humanity. Holy Orchard Institute Fighter Apprentice class. Over 30 students are sitting down and are awaiting to listen to the female teacher as she imparts her knowledge. The students are a bunch of fighter apprentices. They are Glory City's Holy Orchard Institute students. I heard the new teacher, Shinzu, is one of the Sacred Family's 3-star ranked demon spiritualists. A few students were discussing amongst themselves. The attention of the students were focused on the teacher. She had a tall figure, was wearing a lavender dress that wrapped tightly against her body, giving an emphasis on her perky chest. She had a pair of slender white legs and wore exquisite makeup that made her look beautiful and elegant. Her eyes were full of pride and arrogance. The Sacred Family is one of the 3 major families of Glory City. Because she is of noble birth and a 3-star silver ranked demon spiritualist, she naturally has the capital to be prideful. As a 3-star silver ranked demon spiritualist, she wouldn't normally come here to teach. She only agreed to because her nephew is in this class. Demon spiritualists have 5 different ranks, which are bronze, silver, gold, black gold, and legend rank. Each rank is divided into 5 levels, from 1 star to 5 star. A demon spiritualist is above a fighter. We are a truly noble existence. A demon spiritualist can form a soul realm within their danton. They have the ability to integrate a captured demon into their soul realm and then merge with the demon in combat. This allows them to possess matchless strength, which is far above the strength fighters could compete with. Shinzu raised her chin and spoke arrogantly, "Just like me, my demon is a sacred flame fox." Suddenly, Shinzu's face and hand underwent drastic changes. Her facial shape became sharper. Her teeth and nails became sharper. Finally, a scarlet tail emerged from her back. After merging with a demon, I can control its strength as well as gain fire-type abilities. Among the demons, the Scarlet Flame Fox is a gold rank beast. This means that the highest level I can reach is gold rank demon spiritualist. Of course, after becoming a gold rank demon spiritualist, I can replace it with a more powerful demon. When it came to her cultivation, the pride of Shinzu's face became thicker. Shinzu's words caused a group of students to be amazed. Gold rank demon spiritualists? Are existences beyond the reach of most of them. As Shinzu continued lecturing on the stage, Nai Li was sitting in the back row. His mind was in a trance as his soul floated around. After a while, Nai Li slowly opened his eyes. He couldn't help being confused by the scene in front of him. Where am I? Nai Li quietly asked himself. He was utterly shocked, and he realized that his hands became smaller and his skin became a lot more tender. Shinzu was on the stage talking non-stop. Nai Li clearly remembered that this was the year he joined the institute. The teacher lecturing was a 3-star silver rank demon spiritualist and was extremely arrogant. Because of her, Nai Li was unwilling to learn for quite some time. I was actually reborn? Nai Li was deeply shocked. He remembered being surrounded and attacked by the Sage Emperor and 6 deity ranked beasts, and died in the battle. It seems his soul was reborn to the time when he was 13 years old. Nai Li looked towards the side and saw familiar faces. Lu Piao and Du Zhe, these brothers that had shared life and death with him, are alive, except their appearances were very immature. And her. Nai Li looks towards the left. A few meters away from him, a beautiful, flawless face came into his field of vision. Her name is Yi Zi Yun. Although her appearances is only 13, 14 years old, she already looked slender and elegant, with purple-colored hair pouring down to her waist. She had arched eyebrows, and intelligent radiance was seen within her eyes. Whenever she smiled, she would have deep dimples. Although she looked a little childish, Nai Li knows that when she grows up a bit more, she will be extremely beautiful and enchanting. She wore a silk white dress that gave her a kind of unspeakable elegance. In his previous life, Nai Li had a deep affection for her ever since he was a teen. She's not dead. Nai was extremely excited to the point that he almost choked. I actually went back in time? Is this real? Not a dream? Nai asked himself. As he severely pinched himself, the clear pain told him that this wasn't a dream. Suddenly he thought of something. The Temporal Demon Spirit Book. It must have been the Temporal Demon Spirit Book. Nai lowered his head and immediately searched for it, but could not find the Temporal Demon Spirit Book. Nai could not believe that his rebirth, this mysterious phenomenon that happened to him, was not related to the Temporal Demon Spirit Book. That Temporal Demon Spirit Book's creator was not known. It's a highly mysterious book that Nai always kept with him. He clearly remembered when he was fighting the Sage Emperor and the 6 deity ranked beasts that his blood had thoroughly covered the book. It must have been the Temporal Demon Spirit Book that brought him back to when he was only 13. After seeing all these familiar faces, Nai drifted into his distant memory. He remembered when Glory City was under the assault of the Snow Wind Beast. Glory City's guardian, Lord Yi Mo, who was a legend-ranked demon spiritualist, died in the battle with the beast among hundreds of thousands of people. Only a few thousand survived and fled to the desert east of the Saint Ancestral Mountain Range. During the escape, one survivor after another died in the desert. One day, they were surrounded by the beasts in the desert. Later that night, Nai and Yi Ziyon sought the comfort of each other's soul. That night, Nai had finally embraced the goddess in his heart with his arms. Under the night sky, the silver moonlight became a hazy veil. Yi Ziyon's exquisite physique, with her crystal clear skin that looked as though she was molded from a jade sculpture. They embraced each other with a mad passion. If it wasn't for the destruction of Glory City and for the dreadful escape, he could never have gotten the favor of Yi Ziyon. He had ridiculously low talent and was from a declining family. After that night, they encountered another group of beasts, and in order to protect him, Yi Ziyon died by the hands of one of those beasts. Nai could never forget that moment. After he experienced the life-threatening attacks, Nai survived and walked out the endless desert. Although his talent was low, his survival instincts allowed Nai to travel throughout the divine continent. He came across many people who were fighting the beast. He also came across many mysterious things. And of course, that Temporal Demon Spirit Book. If it wasn't for the book, Nai wouldn't have been able to come back. That mysterious Temporal Demon Spirit Book actually brought him back through time. He was brought back to before Glory City's destruction, before his parents, family, and brothers' death in the battle, before Yi Ziyon's death in the escape. Since I'm back, the heavens have given me another chance. I will not let the destruction of Glory City happen again, Nile said under his breath, gritting his teeth. He firmly made his decision. He vaguely remembers that he should have just enrolled into the Institute this year, and he should be 13 years old. Nile wanted to laugh happily. I'm back. How nice. Sage Emperor, the next time we meet, I'll slaughter you and avenge my previous life. If it wasn't for the destruction of Glory City, him and Yi Zion would be from two different worlds. It wouldn't be possible for them to be together. Yi Zion was the daughter of Glory City's city lord. Not to mention that her grandfather is the legend-ranked demon spiritualist Yi Mo. Nile was from a family who was powerless and was declining. Both of them, in the midst of escape, built up deep feelings for each other. When Yi Zion entered the school, no one in class knew her identity. Nile only found out about her identity later. Within Glory City, there are three major families: the Divine Family, the Sacred Family, and the Snow Wind Family. They represent the supreme power of Glory City, the pinnacle of the noble families. The city lord was unusually chosen from one of these three families. After the three major families were the 7 noble families, and after them were the 12 aristocratic families. Nile belonged to the Heavenly Marks family, which stood at last place of the aristocratic families. Although they have a little status, there is an astronomical difference in status when compared to the 3 major families and the 7 noble families. With Nile's background, wanting to be with Yi Zion was simply impossible. But with a firmness that flashed across Nile's eyes, since he was reborn, is all this still an issue? Although his foundation is very poor, with the vast knowledge from his previous life, improving his talent isn't impossible. Nile, what are you smiling at? Lu Piao asked, looking puzzled at Nile. He was wondering if he was crazy since he was giggling by himself for quite some time and was even staring at Yi Zion with a lecherous look. Just being happy. I'm happy to see you, good brother, Nile stated as he excitedly hugged Lu Piao. It's a habit from his previous life. After being ridiculously hugged by Nile, Lu Piao muttered angrily, "Oh, Nile! Who's your good brother? You gaylord, quickly release me." Lu Piao struggled. They've just started school not long ago. They were only acquainted for a few days. They were not close enough for this level of intimacy. Nile didn't loosen his hug. He looked at Lu Piao seriously and chuckled. "No matter what you're thinking, in my heart you'll always my good brother." Naturally, Nile couldn't tell Lu Piao the life and death adventures from his previous life. Looking at Nile's gaze, Lu Piao was stunned and couldn't help saying, "Weirdo." However, no matter what, the words Nile said previously made him feel moved. Lu Piao looked at Nile and said, "I know you're one of the nobility in Glory City, but let me warn you, Do not have any ideas for that girl. Her identity is extremely mysterious. I heard that when she joined the institute, the principal personally arranged her dorm. Niley slightly grinned. Lu Piao still doesn't know Yi Ziyun's identity, which he already knew. She's my woman, Niley declared, looking at the beautiful long-haired girl not far away. His heart was exceptionally firm as he thought of the night's passion. Niley couldn't help feeling hot in his heart. Niley suddenly remembered he and Yi Ziyun are still only 13. Ziyun, when will you grow up to become that beautiful, enchanting woman? I shall protect you and we will grow up together. Not far away, Yi Ziyun felt something. She turned her head and looked towards Niley. She gently wrinkled her brows and thought that Niley must be a playful noble. Since the start of the class, he has been unrestrainedly looking at her. If he dares to provoke her, she will not let him off easily. Yi Ziyun didn't want to make use of her status to make friends, but that doesn't mean that she will submit to humiliation when being bullied.